Quick video guide and give you an idea of how we thought the services were supposed to be used as we have them developed so far. So as we had discussed this, the main objective of Homely was to allow agents to compete with the big tech brokers that are pretty much taking over the industry. And that's a pretty real threat that they're facing. We are facing, actually. I'm an agent. So having said that, the service starts at the beginning of the listing presentation. So we designed also this listing presentation, a slide. It's a digital listing presentation. And the agent is now able to use the services as he needs during the listing presentation. So we're still working on the UI, don't mind that. The agent is able to create as many listing presentations as he wants, and he can send them directly to the home sellers after they're done, and they're able to track and see how they're viewing the magazine itself or the listing presentation. And this is the editing section, so we make it really simple for them to just click and drag and offer the services. The point of the services are supposed to be done in modular sections, so the agent is able to call upon the services that they need depending on how the listing presentation is going. In that instance, for example, if the home seller is saying, well, we like your services, but this other company did offer X service. Could it be online offers, seller dashboard, self-tour services, unlocking, anything that Redfin or Zillow are offering pretty much goes along those lines. This allows the agent at that moment to now make that decision to pull upon those services. So he can just, for example, pull up property website and say, well, we have your property website that you're asking about. We have self-tour services that you're asking about. We have a seller dashboard, for example. And so it's in a way it's flexible enough that now the agent is able to use the services that he wants when he needs them, to now be in a better way to compete with any of the other big companies that are pretty much bringing over all the services already. So that is the first step that we intended the service to be offered. And then after the agent is already a member and they have the services activated, they also have sections where they can activate each of the services depending on how they want to use them. This case is bob@forsale.house, and I believe your password is right here, so it should still be active. We go ahead and log in, and the main service is creating the property website because everything pretty much is attached to that. And we're going to go through that real quick. So we're going to go ahead and create a property. Just real quick on this section is if the agent's going to offer the home seller the complete transparency package, which is a dedicated email and phone number for the property, he would go ahead and activate that through here. We're not going to do that right now, but we're just going to go ahead and create the property. So in this case, all the properties are connected to the API nationwide. So as long as we have a login and a password for the MLS for that agent, we can automatically get that into our universal API. So that's already designed that way, so it's simple. So let's go ahead and click on this Montana property right here. So this is a property we have real quick. All we have to do is click publish, and at this point it's already pulling all the data, but it's creating a video for the website, and it's creating appointment scheduling, online offers, property auction, and QR codes and short URLs. All that is already bundled and automated. Our intention is to have this property website done within 2 or 3 clicks max. We don't want the agents to spend hours designing, picking colors, themes, all this other things. They really don't have that inclination, and we are trying to make it as simple as possible, still with all the services that we know they need, such as the online appointments, which are not required legally, and we have online offers, which is a popular one that's coming up. Online auctions, that's also another one that's pretty popular, and so our QR codes with no touch restrictions that we have, they kind of made a pretty good comeback. So that's also already automated, and it's dynamic, so they can also alter the URL whenever they change properties or they move on. They can also recycle that QR if they want to, or they can create new ones too. Usually the property website doesn't take more than 2 minutes to get done, depending on the size of the images, and that's pretty much all the constraint that we have right now trying to optimize so it's even faster, and that's what it would come down to. As far as the services are concerned, we default to have online offers on and online appointments. If the agent has a self-tours package from the harbor, then you can go ahead and activate it. And just to give you a summary real quick, this is where we edit for the open houses. This would be the bid section for the auction. We're gonna go through that in a second. This will be the property the code for the QR. So it's also created automatically and it's dynamic, and everything can be used now with tracking that goes directly into their history here for the property for the QR, so they can see all the visitors and get all the information about everybody that's scanning that QR, and that's also dynamic like I mentioned. So we're going to head open property website and show you real quick how that works. So that is the images that we pulled up, and it has a default section where it has all the information about the property pulled direct from the MLS. We actually added this section, which is the neighbors report, and that way they can pull some information about the direct neighbors of the property, which we thought it was a nice feature to add. And we're trying to include even more APIs depending on what's the demand from the agent, what they want to show on the properties themselves. There would be this default gallery that we have, and then the video tour, and all this information on the street view is also default to show the address. This information goes directly to the agent, so we don't have any access to that, and they can edit the phone number and the email that they have for communication here, so they can get all the leads directly, and we don't have access to that. We're going to go ahead and make an offer real quick, and also ask for an appointment scheduling. And if I'm going to do something real quick before we do the appointment scheduling, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the text reminder so we can get that done right away. And we're going to get a tour, and we default for 2 days so the agent knows what it looks like, and they can edit the dates themselves after that. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and just pick a random hour, and from here we can see on my phone that the appointment reminder just came in. So that is a text for that appointment, and the agent can actually approve or reschedule the appointment directly from his phone, as you can see. So that's a pretty nifty little feature that makes it a lot simpler for them to approve or reschedule those appointment requests. We're going to go now towards the offer section, make an offer. And like we mentioned before, this is an initial step to negotiate. It's not really the end-all be-all for the negotiation. It just opens the door for them to filter the proper offers, and also for the home buyers to make sure that the offers didn't get missed or ignored, or they fell between the cracks. So this will be a file that we would upload, but that would be the contract that the agent and the prequel letter and the proof of funds. And they also get email confirmation that their offer was received. They get a text, they get an email, and the agent also gets a reminder, as well as the seller gets an alert that somebody submitted an offer, and the dashboard sends a pop-up alert as well. So everybody's informed when they do get their offer, like you see here, which also goes into their history, and somewhat of a chain of events that can be edited or altered. It gives the seller the ability to know that all the information has a sequence that can't be ignored, and pretty much they can go back and make sure that everything that is in order. And that's pretty much the simplest way I can go ahead and show the offers and the appointments. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the auction feature real quick. So we go back to the property website, and we activate the auction feature. We go back to the property. Now at this point we have the auction already activated, so we go ahead and place bid, and it goes through the same process that we usually go through on standard auctions, which is also the same thing as a standard starting of the negotiation. Once they have a person that has top bid, and then they go through the usual process of the standard real estate contracts and proof of funds and all the negotiation regarding inspections and all of that. So this allows the seller and the agent to have another way of increasing the value of the sale of the home, and it gives the agent also another ability to give a service that will allow them to compete with other services online that are also offering the auction feature. And once again, they can pull upon that service as they need it. It's not something that has to be bundled with it, and the seller's not interested, then he doesn't have to activate the auction feature. Or that is just another way for the agent to have more services and be better able to compete against all the new services that are coming up online. Other than that, we can just summarize everything else. The mailbox section is with the communication for the property, if we had activated for this particular sale. Communication, once again, it keeps everything archived. Nothing can be ignored or deleted. Everything in there regarding the text messages for the home, all the calls and all the chat features and all the video requests, everything gets saved in here. This provides a visual guide of all the traffic to show the home seller that the property is being marketed properly, so they have the ability to do that. This also gets automatically created with the property, which is a short URL on the property details for the listing agent on the MLS. They usually give us a section where we have to follow instructions on how to submit offers and how to show the property. So this allows the listing agent to use that short URL. And also for marketing purposes, if they're trying to do an unbranded website online, this is where they create the URL for that, which is automatically created. And it also has the ability to create additional ones and create and alter edit the QR, so they can have more options as far as where they're going to be sending the traffic, and also the QR is dynamic, so that helps them get that. On the calendar section, automatically adds all the services that we've activated, online appointments, offers, everything that's going on. It gives them an overview of everything in there. Direct video, which you go through the chat, and that doesn't need an app to get activated, so it's an open video, and they can verify identity for all the home buyers, and that's another way for the listing agent to gather leads. It's a lead acquisition service also for them if they're gonna interact directly with the home buyers that are being in front of the property, and they're drive buyers. They haven't really been pre-qualified by another agent. They have a really good percentage of staying with the first contact agent, so that allows another lead acquisition form for the listing agent for that. We have a basic file transfer for just make it simple for them to transfer any other documents that they haven't be in reports or any other thing for that matter. There's the actual property. They have a summary of a lot of properties. This is where everything will be put in. We have the appointments. They can also edit, create new ones. Even if they have additional listings that they don't have in the systems, they can still create a landing page just for appointment creation online, similar to Calendly, but much easier for them to do without paying additional fees. Offers received, just this offer we submitted right now, they get a summary of this, and they can easily compare the offers with each other. And this would be the section if they have the hardware upgrade for the security cameras on those listing appointments, which it serves a multi-purpose really. It allows the homeowner to see what the real interest on the home is. You can see the videos are recorded on the drive, where you can see the home buyers. If they're not interested, they just leave right away, or they're probably going to be there for an hour, and then that's an indication. Also, it provides safety. It allows them to make sure that nobody's going through sections of the house that they're not supposed to be accessing. So it does have a lot of features that it helps a listing agent by offering this service. Door lock controls is another decision between the listing agent and the home seller, whether they're going to be in control of the appointment scheduling and the access to the home. Some sellers are very particular about who they let into their homes, and they can have that kind of control if that's what they want to have. And just a basic marketing section for it, where we can automatically create flyers and postcards for the listing, for the agent not to worry about creating, which is a standard thing that we have to do automatically when we get a listing, is we have to create those flyers. We just try to automate the whole system as much as possible with as little clicks. The agents really don't want to spend a lot of time doing all that, so we provided everything for them. Other than that, I think I summarized everything. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.